gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by Christopher Duarte, a.k.a. Parasite, and then, of course, the one and only, the executive producer, Mr. Benjay Nassim. We are live from Toronto. We're here in the venue. As you can see behind us, we got the stage, we got the crowd. Probably the sickest setup we've had so far, huh?
100 P.
Yeah. I mean, this is incredible. I mean, obviously, we're super happy to be here, man, and just to be able to watch some COD, talk some COD. A lot of crazy stuff happened today. I know you guys are missing Slayer. I know you guys want to hear what Aches had to say, especially after today, but he will be here tomorrow, ready to go. So tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll have Pat for the next 3 days. Obviously, he's dealing with some X-Defying stuff, but we're going to go through some of the matches, give you guys a quick little recap. It's been a long day, so if you guys weren't able to watch everything, we'll give you guys our thoughts. And, yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoy. I say we kick things off with the first series of the day. Let's hop in to Atlanta FaZe going up against the Vegas Legion. Let's take a look at these stats here. You can see on the Vegas side, they just really couldn't keep up with Atlanta FaZe today in the slaying department. I mean, all three maps seem pretty comfortable for Atlanta FaZe. Even just, obviously, I know some of the guys at FaZe. I've been watching their scrims a little bit. I've been talking to Crowder a lot about the team and stuff. And listen, recently going into the tournament, I know FaZe has been looking really strong, especially in their practices. But again, this is tournament time. I thought this was just a comfortable 3-0 sweep. I don't think Vegas had a chance in this one. It didn't seem like they were able to keep up.
The records with FaZe and Vegas in general, like this entire time, have not been, in the favor of Vegas whatsoever. It's been very one-sided. I think it's really unfortunate that Vegas drew this match because I think these guys would obviously stand a much better chance against maybe another team. And we all know that whole fiasco that happened with New York, essentially putting in Wardy in their final league match, which if New York won, and New York's been playing really good, they'd probably win that match. New York would have actually been playing Vegas. So I think that's probably a little bit more of a doable match for them, although they did play on LAN at the last major. That didn't look pretty either, so.
It's looking a little rough, Chris.
It's looking pretty rough for
Benjay,
Vegas.
what are your thoughts? What's going on with Vegas? How do you think FaZe looked? I mean, give us a little breakdown here, Benjay.
I mean, look, this match has been pretty one-sided all season. I thought that Vegas might come in and give a little bit of a challenge here. But, TJ hasn't beaten the Terror since Black Ops 4 Anaheim.
Yeah.
Plays averaging like a .7 against these guys, probably less now after this match. I thought the first map was the closest map. Vegas did a good job on the first rotation getting back in that because FaZe got off to a pretty fat lead. But then they trolled the P4 and P5 in the second rotation. And from there, bros, it was just a straight dominance from FaZe. The search wasn't close. And the control was pretty fun. But at the end of the day, FaZe clutched up. And, I think for FaZe, we at this point got to talk and say that their hard point looks pretty good. They've dropped one hard point so far this whole split.
Yeah.
Good control win, even though the control's been shaky. S&D's dominant. I think with, some of the results today, I think FaZe has got a good chance to probably make it to grand final based on some of the upsets on the top side. Yeah,
they look good. They look really good. I know TJ. What's TJ? TJ's never beaten the Terrors, right? He's never beaten Simpin'
The last time he beat them was Black Ops 4 Anaheim.
Okay, so that's a little while now. It's a few
never in the
years
CDL.
That which is pretty crazy. And then I don't know what Vegas' overall record was to Atlanta FaZe, but definitely
it's not good.
Not good, and it's just not a good matchup for them. FaZe, pretty comfortable. They obviously move on. We're going to take a look at the bracket here after we talk about some of the rest of these matches.
One more thing on this matchup is, even though this was a blowout, it's still perplexing to me that Vegas really struggles against FaZe in search because I thought Vegas is a solid search team. I know their results haven't been that great to split, but it's across all the matchups. I think they're averaging only 1 or 2 rounds per win or per map against FaZe. I just don't understand sort of on the Vegas side how they're not able to kind of cope with the FaZe S&D game.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully Vegas qualify for champs, but it's going to be a tricky road now.
What do they have to get? What do they have to get?
They have to make a
so
run.
Rokkr just locked in champs, so they play Seattle. So Vegas plays Seattle, loses round 1 tomorrow. Vegas has got to get to 190, so they have to basically get top 4, I think, if they beat Seattle.
Which is doable. It's doable for Vegas.
It's doable.
The problem with Vegas, is there a problem with Vegas on LAN? I see some people talking about it in the chat. Are Vegas onliners? Are they onliners, guys?
Bro, I said it in our watch party, and I didn't want to be rude, but they have not played well on LAN with their new roster at all.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's because of Standy, because he's obviously the new player. I think everyone's been getting fried. They went out 0-3 to New York at the last major. They had a close game with Florida. I think that major was their chance. They arguably played a weaker New York because New York's gotten better. And then they played a weaker Florida. Florida's gotten better. Now they're in a loser's bracket. And yeah, they might beat Surge, but then what? They're in a loser's bracket with Optic, Thieves, FaZe plays Ultra. One of them drops down.
Yeah.
Like, they're in a really tough spot. And listen, I'm all for fucking miracle stories and crazy shit like that. But realistically speaking, they are fucked at this point in time.
Damn, Chris. Well, if you're going to say it like that, we'll see if Vegas can make the run. I mean, listen, I don't want to say they're completely fucked. They could make the run, but they haven't been looking good on land.
Yeah, bro,
I don't know what it
aliens
is.
could exist, but
But here we are.
Listen, at the end of the day, they can't sit there and cry baby cheese about online LAN and the Rokkr home series and then not really win any series on LAN with your teams.
you want what's perplexing, though? I'll use your word because I don't know. It just popped in my head. These guys don't even have a facility. How the fuck are they better online right now?
Yeah,
At least
that is
statistically with their
I
team.
mean, Don's
Don's
been
been playing
FaZe
from Atlanta.
facility.
Yeah, he's been playing from Atlanta.
Okay, but like still, their spread is probably. Do they got the Florida from MW 2019
well,
Bermuda?
Clay's in Texas. Donnie's in Atlanta. TJ's where?
They
in
have
PA?
double Northeast
Philly?
because
Okay.
I think Stanley's in Toronto still.
Okay, so they got like an interesting split. I mean, it's not too bad. I
They
don't know
got
how
the
they're
Bermuda,
connected.
bro. They got the Florida.
They got the Bermuda Triangle.
They kind of do.
Yeah, I know. They're kind of spread out a little bit in a way. But yeah, guys, we'll see what happens. We'll take a look at the bracket later, but let's tune in to the next series. We had a New York Subliners. New York going up against Toronto Ultra. We'll take a look at the stats now. If you just look at the stats and don't look at the scoreboard and kind of how the series finished, you would think that New York took this series every day of the week. But when you take a look at the stat sheet,
They're fucking mind blown. Is what you
your
are.
mind blown. Toronto Ultra was getting pissed on. I'm going to just say it. New York Subliners threw this series away. They threw it away. They pissed it down the drain. They threw it in the garbage. I don't know what happened in that control. I mean, it was they bring it to an overtime. They threw the control away. They threw it away.
Listen,
They didn't pin. They didn't play aggressive on Ultra when they needed to. They should have kept them pinned, and they just let Ultra waltz onto the point, and it ended up costing them. Is somebody blasting fireworks off in here, or is that fucking? What is that?
I have no idea.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Someone's messing with something.
Okay, I'm just making sure there's no, you know what I mean? No
Yeah,
fucking.
I was gonna say, dude, New York.
I was
went
about to
from
say everybody
choking-
get on the ground.
New York went from choking S&Ds to choking a different game mode. Like, these guys can't catch a break.
Nah.
Obviously, we can sit here and point out the mistakes they made in that control where they basically should have just played lives and chalked the A point. Instead, they over-aggressed and got immediately rotated on. But, dude, this series, losing this was just disgusting to me.
Yeah.
Like with the stats, and then on top of that, I mean, listen, we can't roast New York the whole time. I think we got to give props to Toronto because although they ended up clutching up in the stats, didn't look pretty, bro. I think Hicksy had a really great series. I think Hicksy
He stepped up.
He stepped up, and he was a lot of the reason why the games were close, and he was keeping them in the game. I think Scrappy had a stinker, which doesn't
didn't
happen.
play like
Which is
himself.
great. It's great for them. If you're Toronto, get that series out of the way, and you got that W, you move on.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing with Toronto, which is a nice positive, we talked a lot about their Game 5 struggles. I know mostly online. They were pretty clean that Game 5 on MSC against New York. They were getting the bomb down pretty easily on offense. They're paying their post plants well. We know how good Jamie Inside is on that map. I thought, look, this is actually, if I'm a Toronto coach, honestly, this is best case scenario because I'm not going to play till Saturday. We can go back and watch that VOD. We have all day to practice tomorrow to work on whatever issues we had, and then we pull up and we play FaZe on Saturday with the home crowd.
Yeah.
Like I think you feel perfectly fine. Obviously, would like the cleaner win, but it's good film.
I think one takeaway for Toronto today is they did get a Game 5 under their belts. They were able to close out a Game 5. We know that recently in the Map 5s, right, they haven't been clutching up. I think their record was, 0-5 in the Map 5s going into it, recently. They just weren't able to capitalize. They haven't been very clutch recently, but it's good to see them get a Game 5 under their belt. It was a pretty comfortable win as well, 6-3, as you could see. Definitely think Scrappy had a rough series, like Parasite was saying. I don't know what was going on with Scrap. Usually he doesn't have series like that, but you take it as a positive. You still won the series. Everybody went negative but Hicksy. Definitely want to give Hicksy some love. I thought Hicksy played great today. He's not only a smart player that makes good plays, but he has pop-off potential at times, and he has that. You don't see it often with Hicksy. I feel like people always look at Hicksy as kind of like the route man, the 200 IQ guy, like that kind of just the fundamentally sound sub that they were looking for, but he was actually doing a really good job in the slaying department today. I think it was really good to see him just kind of go out there and slay out and do what he does. James, pay attention. So huge shout out to Hicksy. Thought he played well. I mean, any final thoughts on a Toronto-New York series? I thought New York looked all right. Obviously, they get sent into the losers bracket. I think New York can make a run, but they just have to clutch up. New York needs to stop getting clutched on. They're choking. They're throwing series away.
Dude, that control was so bad, bro. It was so winnable, and they just got greedy. Instead of holding map position and getting the next set of kills and controlling spawns, not a lot of lives on the offensive team, they tried to go for the full squad, absolute slit the throat glory, and they went 3 dead, and it got mixy, and they absolutely trolled and should have probably won.
I think the unfortunate thing for New York is just that, these are 2 evenly matched teams. If you really look at it, like the way the series played out, it's like Toronto won their map pick in hardpoint. New York won their map pick in in their hard point. The control was the absolute choke, but both teams are really good at that. And then it just came down to the searches where, once again, New York won their map pick, and then they lost the Toronto map pick. Like, that was probably the most even series. I think every team won their map pick, and then the control just came up to a unbelievable choke. So.
Yep, no, 100%. Ladies, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Oh, okay.
They're popping them?
They're popping bags or something?
They're popping the balloons, bro.
They're popping, okay.
They're popping the fucking...
Because I'm tweaking, bro.
They're popping the fucking thunderstick shot.
Bro, I turned around, I said, what the fuck is... I realized that the venue is empty. Everybody just turned around like, who the fuck?
No one's fucking panicking.
Rip audio listeners.
Bro.
Yeah, no, we apologize. I don't know what the hell's going on in the background. They're just blowing shit up.
Let's move on, and let's talk about...
Man, this is the series that everybody is just wondering what the hell happened. Ladies and gentlemen, Optic Texas fall down 0-3 to the Florida Mutineers. Everybody was saying Optics were the favorite. We were even saying it on the show. They were undefeated online in the last 2 stages. They got top 2 at LAN at the last event. Twice.
I would love to know the money line.
What the hell happened to Optic today?
I would love to know the money line odds for Florida in this series. They have to be fucking wild. But, bro, this is probably, this is probably the worst upset or probably most embarrassing loss all season for a good team. I mean, Optic did not come to play today at all. We know, obviously, apparently Florida's is nasty at Fortress Hardpoint, and we know how good Optic's been on it. They finally held an L on that. And then from there, it got ugly on a Mercado Search, which Optic's been automatic on. And then we got to an Expo Control, which Optic's been pretty good at, and they lost that one. Just a really poor day of COD from Optic. It happens. Dan did not have a good day in particular.
Oh, come on, Ben. Nobody had a good look at this.
Day.
Nobody had a good day.
No one had a good day. I am a little nitpicky, so apologies on that. But we got to tip Florida, though. Let's talk a little bit less about Optic. Let's start off with Florida. We had Javi on here earlier. And he said that when they played them last week on Saturday, they felt like that series was really close. That none of them had played well in the series individually. So they felt like, look, if we play Optic again and we play our game, like we have a really good chance against these guys.
Yeah.
A Florida team that's not going to make it to champs, so they're just kind of playing for pride and future spots at this point. And they showed up today, bro. They were all making plays. Fella was frying on the Expo. Brack was making plays on the maps. Vickle was frying on the Fortress Hardpoint. And Big Cap on a crazy streak on that Fortress. So
well, I mean, what's going on? Is there an Optic curse with the Florida Mutineers team? I thought it was a Dave Patty curse, but is this a Florida Mutineers curse?
It might be a curse, but at the same time, like just looking at it, like Florida probably just came in with so much more intensity. Like, you got to think Optic maybe over or underestimates these guys. I'm not making excuses for them. But at the same time, like, Florida's coming in here with, like, this is their last shot to, like, really play the game and show what they can do. These guys obviously want it. Optic coming in 5-0. Like, they just stomped them online. Probably didn't think that this was going to happen. They play that first map. It's their best map, literally best map that they could possibly play. They lose it. At that point, they're kind of just like stunned. They're shell-shocked.
Right.
And then Florida just didn't let off the gas pedal.
I mean, Ben, you were the only one who talked about Optic. You said enough about Optic. Let's go to Florida. But nobody else got a chance to talk about Optic. I just wanted to ask you.
Oh, my bad.
Is there something going on with Optic, or was today just an off day for them? Or do you think something was off today? Like, do you think they're gonna struggle tomorrow against LA Thieves?
They've always kind of lived and died by the ego chow, and the ego chow is kind of killing them today. So there's that. I mean, in general, they usually win their ones pretty well, and like they were not winning their ones most of this series. So, You know, I mean, you guys are the competitors. You shot like you
They
guys
were
had
shooting
days,
like shit, but also
you had
they're
days
just
where you're trying to
teamwork.
shoot straight. Yeah,
Their
teamwork was
teamwork
off.
looked like it was
They
shit.
seemed a little sporadic today.
They look
Almost
slow.
nerves, almost like nerves.
No, they just look slow. I felt like they were second guessing all their plays and stuff like that. And like, on that Fortress, they got beat pretty bad. But like for the most part, Florida got like both like P3s. I think they were able to get.
I don't know if slow is like the right way to say it.
It looked like they were playing slow. Like they were not. They were off pace. Like there was never.
They weren't making plays they usually make.
It's
That's for
cyclical.
sure.
If you're not winning your ones and you're feeling like you're just kind of sprinting at them, you're going to naturally try and like have the game come to you. So they're going to play a little bit slower. And yeah, I mean, people were talking about Damon Curse in the chat. You're fucking faded for that. Obviously, this is Damon's first series.
Curse got to start. Damon literally just walked on stage with him.
Bro, if people fucking have clown fucking controllers and we're in shooting straight today, like, it is what it is. I mean, on the Optic side, look, like, they're going to have to play Thieves, loses round 1 tomorrow. They can do it. Obviously, FaZe Thieves had the better of them recently, but if they get past the Thieves match, it opens up a bit. And look, at the end of the day, you always want a little bit of a challenge. They've been kind of riding. This is a little bit of a wake-up call to the Optic team. They got a chance tomorrow to really get some momentum and see what they can do going into the rest of the weekend.
They definitely weren't slaying like they usually do.
No.
Even in the hard points, they were the hard point. They were just having a really rough time just holding hills. I mean, we were watching it like their ARs weren't getting any kills. It just seemed like they couldn't get any rhythm going today. I'm really curious to see how they come out tomorrow because they look flat
just
today.
people in the chat or just people even on social media just come up with the dumbest takes. Some people say, "Oh, Damon." Online,
Hook's glasses,
loudness equalization. They just got second at 2 lands.
Yeah.
So that throws online out the window.
100p.
They went 5-0, 5-0. So clearly, like these guys are good enough to like beat this team or make a run. They just came out and played like shit.
They came out flat.
There's nothing else you can do about it. You can't say they're garbage. You can't. They literally got second the last tournament. Like Florida came out to play, fried them.
Got to give
Optic
Florida
played
props.
like shit, bro.
Got to give Florida props. I thought they played good. I thought Tyler Fellow played good as well. I thought he was making plays. Everybody played good. Brack was going crazy. And then of course the Capsule and Vickle, they were doing their thing in the sub department. But Optic obviously fall 0-3 to Florida. Florida move on. Optic will be sent to the losers bracket. They're going to play LA Thieves. We'll look at the bracket after this last match of the day. We had the Minnesota Rokkr going up against the Boston Breach. This one goes all the way down to a map 5. Minnesota almost threw away to map 5. They were up 5-2 in the map 5. Boston brings it back all the way 5-5. And just like that, Minnesota were able to close it out in the last round. So it got a little scary at first. Ben, I see you shaking your head and shit. I mean, what's wrong, Ben? Talk to me, Ben J. Talk to me. What's going on, Ben?
Tired of watching Game 5 Boston, bro. The round 11 was so fucking trolly. Like, dude, this Boston team clearly has the talent to win, but the way that they play sometimes, like, they just don't have the discipline of top teams, Tom. You were talking about, like, earlier in the series in the hard point.
Yeah, they're scared to die. Boston's scared to die, bro.
This team just, like, they're just so talented, but they just don't play to win.
Mm-hmm. They don't play to win. Sometimes it feels, I feel like Chris hit it on the nose. They play aggressive. They're a fast team. Like, they're a confident team. They chow a lot. But it seems like when they're one shot, they just all love to play their lives, except for maybe Reese. I feel like the rest of them just love to play their life. Sometimes it's better to go out there, jump the corner, and just die.
Let me give you a lesson on Call of Duty.
Go ahead, Chris. Spit some knowledge.
Whenever you're one shot, you are a known variable to the other team. Why? Because, well, obviously you're weak. So they're calling you out. So you need to be the first guy to go in. It shouldn't be the guy behind you. It shouldn't be the guy that's attacking from another angle. It should be you. Mm-hmm. Why? Because if your teammate goes in while you're one shot and healing, and they kill him, they know that you're still alive in that position.
Yeah.
They know you're coming.
Yeah. They're just going to keep holding it.
You're a known variable. They're going to keep holding it.
Yeah.
If you are weak and your teammate's coming from some other angle, you have to engage unless he instantly catches someone by surprise. Like it's super situational, obviously, but for the most part, you have to engage because what happens is, like, 1, you're the known variable, but 2, you go in, you get information, so your teammate, when he comes in and attacks, he can make the most informed decision, the most informed play. These motherfuckers don't do that.
Yeah.
They are scared to die.
That's a perfect point, right? Like if somebody goes in, gets a kill, and drops and plays his life, right, and then his teammate goes in after him and dies, they're gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, where's the guy who just got a kill?"
He's still there.
He's still
That's
there.
not him.
Yeah, it's not him.
You hear it in listen-ins. No, he's still there.
And it's
That's
not just
him.
that. It's also like that. That'll throw off like a pacing thing, right? Maybe behind you is like a sub player, and then he goes in, and the AR is kind of stuck there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes the ARs play. Like, it shouldn't be like that. Everybody should be able to go when they need to go. You know, take the route if you need to take the route. Hit the hill if you need to hit the hill. Throw your tacks if you need to throw your tacks. Sometimes it feels like Boston, they're playing so individually. And I don't think Boston is a bad team. It's just I don't want to feel like we're nitpicking them, but it's true. When you watch them play, it's so many times where we're pulling our hair and we're losing full.
Their
Just watching them
comms
play.
also like have to give them the sprints, bro. Sometimes they talk faster than LATAM teams.
They are
You hear
turned.
LATAM teams call out, they're correct.
Yeah.
Like, dude, they talk at hyper speed.
Yeah. You could see how kind of all these played out, but I mean Minnesota Rokkr they didn't clinch champs yet, right? They didn't
No, they
clinch
did.
champs.
with the
Rocker's
winning.
in.
Yeah,
So
they're in.
Rocker's 100% in champs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they're so now it's only a race between Vegas and Seattle and
Yeah.
Boston, or Boston's already in.
Boston's in.
Boston's
They-
in.
they
So
qualified, I
Vegas
think,
and
online.
Seattle is the rush. So tomorrow's a massive match tomorrow. Obviously, any final thoughts, guys? Any final thoughts on Boston or Minnesota or any of these guys? Any final thoughts at all?
Florida's beaten both these teams, so it doesn't matter. Florida or Rokkr is going to, on Saturday, clinch a winner's final spot. I don't think
We didn't
anyone
even talk about
would have
Rokkr much
predicted that
series.
matchup.
I mean-
one of them's going to feel like, I mean, for Florida, if you make it to winners finals, considering that's your last event of the season, like it could be like a Leicester City type situation going on here. And then for Rokkr, like they could back in another really good Sunday and maybe get some momentum going into champs. Also, shout out to Rokkr. It's been a really tough ride. I got to tip them actually getting this champ spot locked down because it looked really, really bad about 2 months ago when they were slipping pace and Vegas was starting to look a lot better.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep.
But
it
they
a
got
buck,
it done
though.
pretty early this
I
week.
can't tip it, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because we've been telling them the solutions this entire time, and
They waited till
they
2
waited
weeks
till
ago.
2 weeks ago to do it.
The only thing you can tip with them is at least they're making changes.
Yeah,
At least they're doing it,
trying.
right? At least they're trying,
Yeah.
right? You look at somebody like Seattle, like if they go out and don't clinch champs, like we're gonna look at them and be like, man, bro, like these is so
Well,
many
obviously,
opportunities.
Rokkr obviously care. I mean, dude,
You know,
we don't talk to the coaching staff too much, but we talk to the players. Obviously, the players care. Coaching staff definitely cares, but like we even from the management, like we talk to like Brett, and like we talk to like
They
people
care.
on the
They
Rokkr,
care
and
a
they
lot.
care a lot. They're so invested in their team and
Yeah.
everything, like as they should be. But like some other organizations are like that. But Rokkr did great. Bance has been actually really good for this team. He's been their superstar.
yeah. Listen, I see people in the chat, and I have to say this because I see it in the YouTube comments as well. Some people are like, man, you guys are rushing the flank. Get at it. Guys, we have less than an hour to get the flank done. And then there's people in the comments that are like, man, you guys can go to a different location and run the
good luck with
flank
that.
and run the flank from there. Bro, Ben's been here since 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Chris is flew in today. We've been live all day. I mean, bro, these
been
are
up
long
I've been up
days,
since,
guys. These are long days.
I've been up since midnight. the
We're
day
just
before.
giving our thoughts on the series, and we appreciate the people who enjoy and show love. You see a lot of negativity, man. We don't have to do these shows right now. We're just doing them because we know a lot of people enjoy them. There's just a lot of negativity in the chat, man. In the chat or in the YouTube comments, bro. We're doing the best we can, bro. We're doing the best. I wish we had more time and we could sit around and break down all the matches and this and that. But at the same time, it's good to be here. It's good to be doing watch parties. We can have guests come on and talk to some of the guests, talk to some of the players, be here live in person. And bro, we just want to give a recap of the day for people who weren't able to watch, right? That's what we're trying to do here. Sorry to people who want to keep being negative, bro. But we're doing this for you guys, man. We're doing this for y'all. So to all the people that are being positive and showing love, we appreciate y'all, and if nobody enjoys it, then we just won't do them anymore. We just won't. We won't do them. You know.
We can go back to the era of Call of Duty where there's no content.
I mean, bro, we're doing the best we can. I'm just so frustrated seeing some of the people in the chat and say, bro, once upon a time there was no content in COD. There was nobody doing this stuff, you know. And we're just trying to talk about COD, give our thoughts before we get kicked out of the venue, bro. That's all we're trying to do. Give our thoughts on the teams, give a quick recap. And that's that. You know what I mean? So to the people showing love, I appreciate y'all. to the people hating, bro, you're more than free to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? We're just talking about the games, bro. That's it. We're talking about the games. We're having a good time. And to the people showing love, we love y'all, man. So let's look at the matches tomorrow. Let's see what's going on because tomorrow's matches are going to be absolutely insane. I can't wait to see what's going to happen tomorrow. Obviously, we got Vegas, Seattle. They're going to be rushing over to champs. We'll see what happens there. One of those guys got to clinch the spot. There's nobody else in the race, right? Nobody else. It's just between them.
Yeah, and just let me really quick over the bracket. I want to see which is the fifth match on loser side. Is it so it's the Vegas, Seattle, New York. It'd probably be New York versus Vegas or Seattle will be our last match tomorrow. So it should be a good day. You want to do predictions?
Yeah, let's do some predictions. We'll start with the first series of the day. We have London going up against the Boston Breach. This one's tricky for me. The London one is tricky.
No, it ain't.
No, it's not tricky at all. What?
Well, I was going to say, I don't know why. No, hold on. Just let me say something.
Okay.
I have a feeling Boston is going to lose this match tomorrow.
Dude,
I'm not even
what?
trolling. Nah, I actually think they're going to lose.
London has not won a single series on land this entire year.
I have a feeling. Ben, don't throw the headset like that. Or you're going to break the fucking headset.
That's correct, right? They have not won a single series.
They have not won a series. Bro, I'm just throwing it out there. I just want to throw it out there.
They've got first round out of every major.
We're all going to say, everybody's going to say London sucks. I get it. Let's just throw it out there, right? I think London is going to come out and take down the Boston Breach tomorrow.
No, the fuck they ain't.
So if it happens, what happens if it happens?
He's trying
Get some cash?
No, you make this bet. I'm not
making a bet. I'm not a gambling man.
All right, so you guys going with Boston shitting on London. London's just going to
yes,
listen. I just
Ravens is hitting Cancun or wherever.
Bro, I think this is, London's last time these guys are going to probably play together. They're going to get slammed by a Boston team that's just better with them skill-wise. It is what it is. Move on to the next series.
You know what, Tom? I'm with you, bro. They got to get one, bro.
Bro, listen. There
this would be a good one to get.
There is no way.
They
got to get one, bro.
We saw what happened today, okay? We saw what happened today, right? There's room here for an upset,
Yeah,
bro.
let's just hope that the Ravens get the right side of the stage and not the left.
I'm just saying, bro. That's also just a crazy gimmick that people just keep talking about.
Wait, you want what's crazy?
What?
I've heard from multiple people that when they were setting up, that not necessarily that station, but just in general, they were having like stuttering and laggy issues.
Yeah, wait, on the left side?
No, like
or on the right,
on the main stage in general.
Well, they ended the Minnesota-Boston game, which is weird. I don't know why they ended the game.
I don't know if it's because of the setup or the servers or.
Were you talking about this morning?
We can go full camp for this.
I've heard from someone in the camp that they had issues. What do you mean? The people that fucking run this shit, that they were having issues.
Yeah, so this morning
it could just be the servers.
No, it was this morning. They were updating challengers this morning, and like it was sucking all the bandwidth in the building. So it was a little sketchy from the hours of like 10 to noon.
They had to end
but it got fixed
for a
by
reason
then
with the Boston series. So hey,
okay,
I'm just saying.
We got Boston shitting on London. I'm looking for an upset. I want to see an upset. I know London's been getting pissed on. I know they're
You all
terrible.
want to see an upset. Just ain't going to happen, bro.
Yeah, I'm just, you know what I mean? Just go for it. Then we got LAG going up against the New York Subliners. I actually could see New York taking this one. I actually thought they looked pretty good today. I thought they just threw the series away. I thought they should have closed out the control.
Good. They trolled.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with I don't know how they keep allowing teams to clutch up on them like that, whether it's a 1v3, 1v4s, fucking
They lost the series
clutches.
to Toronto, but at the end of the day, they pretty much played an even game. Like, both teams won the maps they were supposed to win, and it came down to a control where they fucking choked.
Yeah, I agree. They threw it away. I'll go New York 3-2 against LAG. I can see it being another grueler. LAG, they have their ups and downs, but I don't see them taking down New York today. So I'm going to go 3-2 New York. Also, London's probably getting pissed on tomorrow. They're probably looking to get this fucking season over with, to be honest, now that I think about it.
Bro, you think London's going to get pissed on? LAG's going to get pissed on, bro. That's another 3-0. Back-to-back 3-0s to start the day.
Okay, back-to-back 3-0s. You agree with that, Chris? Back-to-back 3-0s?
No, I already said I'm with you, bro. London's
You're with me
getting
on
one,
the 3.
bro.
You with me on? So
London's got to get one, bro.
You think London's winning that shit? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
They
talking
gotta
about.
get one, bro.
That's what I'm
Not
fucking
winning an
talking about.
entire
Listen,
match
chat, it's
in a
getting
season
tricky,
is crazy,
chat. It's
bro.
getting tricky. London's coming out tomorrow. They're going to make something happen. And then we got New York over LAG. And then we got LA Thieves going up against Optic, Texas. Pat called an LA Thieves 3. Pat said the LA Thieves is going to knock Optic out tomorrow. What are you thinking, Ben? We'll let you start off with this one. Do you think Optic can take down LA Thieves tomorrow, or is this going to be another tough match for them?
I got Optic I got Optic 3-1.
3-1 Optic. You got
Yeah.
3-1 Optic?
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
I want to say Optic, but their record against Thieves, at least lately, has not been the greatest.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to go with Optic. I think I still have faith in their team not completely shitting the bed this weekend.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, the only reason I'm gonna go with Optic. I don't think they looked good today. I'm hoping we see the Optic that we're usually seeing. The reason why I'm gonna go with Optic is I don't think LA Thieves has been looking too well, like online and stuff. Just the way they've been playing.
This would be crazy. This is a crazy match because one team looked really good online and came to LAN and already shit the bed once.
Yeah.
And Thieves have not looked good online. So you know, if the trend continues, then these guys are about to be godlike on LAN.
I mean, if Thieves were probably looking a little bit better, maybe I'd go with Thieves just because Optic had such a rough day today, and I don't know how they come out tomorrow. But I'll go Optic this one. I'll say 3-2 for this one too. I can see this one going down to the wire. I can see this one being a grueler, but. That'll be a good series. I think we're all excited. It's always good fun to watch LA
Hoping
Thieves
for
and
Game
Optic.
5 of Round 11 banger for who's going to get dead last this tournament.
And then we got Seattle Surge going up against the Vegas Legion. Man, I don't know who the fuck is winning this one, bro. You got Vegas, who seems like they just downgrade on LAN. It seems like they don't play like themselves. You got Seattle, who's only beaten who? LAG? Is LAG the only thing they beaten on LAN? They haven't beaten many teams on LAN this year.
But the problem is Vegas, dude. Like, I really want to pick Vegas in this series, but like they've also just been really bad at LAN the last
who has Seattle lost to at LAN? Because we
lot of
keep
good
saying,
teams.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They always match up.
But they
I'm pretty sure they matched up.
Rokkr. They got reversed by Rokkr.
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
pretty
bad.
sure. Haven't they matched up against like FaZe like two times in like the lower
And
bracket?
they choked that round 11 where fucking Simba obliterated fucking Pred with a
Seattle, dude.
dead silence. I want to pick Vegas. I don't know, dude.
I'm picking Seattle, bro.
I'm picking Seattle.
I don't know. I just feel like Seattle is just gonna come out and just take care of Beijing. I don't know if Vegas got it in them right now. I'm not sure.
Just to be different, I'm gonna pick Vegas Game 5.
Well, that's not different. I can see Vegas taking this too.
But don't
I
listen.
don't know.
The Vegas boys, listen. I love y'all. Clay's my homie. As Tom knows, Clay put me on the scene. Need y'all to get me one here, bro, and make this like run potentially interesting. Getting Seattle on 190 and y'all having to make the run to top 4 would be really interesting.
What are they at right now? 160?
Yeah, I think so.
I will say this: if Seattle don't make it into champs, man, will that be a rough time for them? They're gonna lose fucking composure if they don't make champs.
I mean, they should. Like, I think this Vegas run is pretty impossible. But if they don't, listen, we were telling them this whole time, especially Pat. I think Pat been telling them since last year. So
Pat's fucking always
if
right,
no one to
bro.
blame but themselves.
How the fuck is Pat? I swear, if FaZe win this event and Pat's right 4 events in a row, that would be fucking
Pat is
crazy.
a fucking puppet master.
I don't know how the fuck he does it, but yeah, I'll go with Seattle. I can see Vegas taking it too. I'm kind of just picking out of the hat here. I don't know what to expect in this one, but I'll go with Seattle in this. We got a lot of amazing matches that are coming up tomorrow. I mean, any final thoughts on the day? Toronto Ultra's done a great job with the venue. I thought everything looked good today.
Yeah,
Definitely cleared out after the Optic loss. Got empty.
Yeah, that happens. That happens every video. I think, listen, shout out Ultra. You know, we were pretty early to wanting to get this spot. They've been great event hosts. They've gotten us a lot of gear. Working us this morning through like the challengers update bullshit that was going on. They're really quick to fix stuff. Like, they've been great hosts. Day one of this tournament did not disappoint. We thought it would be interesting. I thought Optic upset has really kind of made this bracket kind of wild right now. And I would say, I mean, you probably agree. Probably the winner of FaZe Toronto probably has the best chance to win this thing.
Yeah, I'm excited to tune in tomorrow. Chris, any final thoughts? Any shout outs? Anybody?
No, shout out to everybody in the chats, supporting the watch party, supporting the flank, day in, day out.
We appreciate the positivity, the ones who are being positive and appreciate all the shows and all the hard work that everybody does around here, especially to set all this stuff up. We appreciate you guys very much, man. So as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/theflank. Check out all the audio sites we're on. Go follow @theflank on Twitter. Gert's doing a phenomenal job running socials. We'll be back tomorrow, man. More matches, more watch parties, another show. We'll give a recap. And we'll get into it, man. Excited to get into day 2 of Major 5. So we'll see you guys in the live stream tomorrow, man. And wish you all the best. Everybody watching on the YouTube side, love y'all, man. Our audio listeners, love you guys, man. Take care. Brush your hair. Tomorrow we'll have Slayer here, and we'll get the crew going, and we'll see you guys later, man. Take it easy. Good night, guys. Peace out. Later. Alrighty, chat. Alrighty, man. Yo, listen, chat. Huge shout out to everybody who's coming in today, man. Plainview, I really appreciate that 5 bomb at the end of the show, man. I appreciate you. And seriously,